This is preliminary information from the event recorders. Shows that the train was traveling at approximately 82 miles per hour as it went into a 30-mile-an-hour curve.
The investigation into the crash on Sunday is pointing to excessive speed. The big question, was it human error or mechanical failure? We'll have a locomotion and railway expert weigh in. That and more right here, right now on the News Hub. Good morning and welcome. I'm Simon Constable, and joining us now from Dayton is Assistant Professor Steve Harrod. He's a professor of locomotive operations, railway operations, and all things railways, which is why he's perfect to talk about what is going on here. Steve, thank you for joining us. Okay, let's go. What did we learn from the press conference about the speed?
Well, this is really upsetting because the speed announcement, the 82 mile per hour speed announcement, is upsetting because it's obviously more than that curve should be allowed to take, but it's also higher than what the legal limit, the rules limit on that stretch of track before the curve allows. And so this is clearly not something that just happened at the curve, but it's a violation of the operating rules in advance of reaching the curve.
Okay, and is this looking like human error or mechanical failure?
Well, it's always difficult to speculate, and so we want to leave a little bit of room for future investigation. But a lot of evidence is not looking good for support of mechanical failure. It looks like it does look like human error, but we of course are still waiting more investigation.
Now, one of the things we know about the train operator is that it was tested for drugs and alcohol, and also had his cell phone checked. Why the cell phone?
Over and over again, we're seeing cell phones as a major risk factor in train crew operations in any transportation mode. It was a factor last summer in Spain, and it was a factor a number of years ago in California in a major rail accident on the Los Angeles Metro rail system. So increasingly, cell phones are ranking up there with alcohol and drugs.
Because they distract people. Now, there's evidence of speeding earlier in the journey. Is that suggesting that there's this habitual speeding on this line?
Well, that's a question that is very top at the list. Looking at the event recorder, looking at the track profile, and looking in 20, 30 minutes before the crash, what was the train speed during those periods? As you said, was this train habitually speeding before it reached the curve? That's a very important question. I have not heard that announced from the NTSB, so I do not have any information on that.
Habitual speeding hasn't been announced. They haven't released evidence of that at this time. We've also heard about other accidents on this track and with Metro North. Is there a connection here? Is this curve just too dangerous?
The curve is not too dangerous. It's no different than a curve in the road in your local neighborhood. It's you know the curve is there. You're supposed to slow down and go around the curve. There have been about 4 or 5 other accidents in the last year and a half on Metro North. They're really not specifically related to each other, either technologically or managerially. On this specific curve, there was a freight train derailment, I forget, a few months ago. But technologically and managerially, they really don't have a common thread. And then there was an accident in Connecticut where 2 trains collided, but that one was not operator error. That was due to a piece of rail breaking. So it's unfortunate coincidence, but I don't see a pattern yet.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Steve Harrod.